guys. So we are currently trying to about some brutal truths that I've learned while relocating abroad. Now that I've been in Canada for over a year, what are some of the things that I've learned and some of the things that have actually really shocked me? People naturally just assume that once you're in Canada, once you're in the UK and in the US, you have money, and that is a total lie. The fact that you're abroad does not mean that you have money. In fact, the fact that you're abroad means that you are sometimes 2 months away from having all your bills unpaid, a month away from not having anything in your account. The reality is much close to home, like in terms of how you feel, than when we were in Nigeria. Because if you're abroad, you cannot afford not to have certain necessities, and so there is that disparity that once you are here, you always have money. That is totally false. A lot of people don't consider their skill sets, the support system that they need abroad, how much they have saved, the kind of work they want to do abroad before they relocate. I'm going to speak for myself. While my husband and I were trying to relocate abroad, we had to talk about skill sets. We had to talk about what is your occupation going to be, what are you going to do, who is going to be doing more of the heavy lifting, who is the chief applicant, like the key applicant, primary applicant, and who is the dependent. Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of people want to relocate and they don't have skill sets, and that is why you will see that the extreme of the conversation where people who are abroad are complaining that they mostly do odd jobs is mostly tilted towards people who don't have the skill set that the country that they are living in is looking for, or they've not fine-tuned it to the point where they can be readily employed, or they are actually not even succeeding at the interview process even though they are extremely qualified. These are some of the things that I am seeing now that I've been here for over a year. That you have a good job in Nigeria where your employer is paying you, it doesn't translate that you have that kind of good job abroad. In fact, sometimes you have to start from the bottom of the ladder. Now, there is such a thing as you having Canadian work experience, UK work experience, a work sponsor. These are things that in Nigeria never used to happen, but abroad, if you don't have the country's experience, there are some jobs that you can never get. I wish somebody told us this before we came here. See, it is very important that you know all these things. Nobody is trying to discourage you and say, oh, don't come here. They are always lying that you should not come. No, you have to know that these companies, they have prerequisites, they have requirements. Your job is to ask the people who are abroad, who you know they are doing well, who you know they are gainfully employed. Okay, what kind of qualifications do I need to have? What are the key qualifications, the key attributes of a team player that they are looking for? And not just, oh, Shebi, I'm qualified, they will employ me. No, you have to ask some of these questions. Also, if you're husband and wife, you both need to decide on who needs to fine-tune their skills better before you guys come abroad, because who is going to be doing the heavy lifting, who's going to be taking care of the children, who's going to be taking care of the home. Because in your first 1 year, you will not be able to afford help to clean, cook, and nanny your kids. No, one person has to compromise and negotiate. See, this part is something that a lot of people don't talk about. It can be the little things, but over time, it will graduate into being a serious issue. If you don't understand the skill sets that you're bringing abroad, what your key qualifications are, the support system that you have that will receive you, what have they helped you to achieve in terms of research on the ground, making the ground okay for you to come and settle in. Do you need to have UK work experience, Canadian work experience, or a number of experience in the job that you actually do? Then, are you coming with a dependent or are you coming alone? Okay, these are things that if you don't discuss with your spouse, it might start to bring up issues later on, which naturally leads me to, you have to decide the kind of route that you're going to use to enter Canada, UK, or US. I know US is extremely complicated now, but now Canada is still always receiving people. See, the visa entry route is so important to your standard of living and to how fast you'll be able to settle in and to how quick you'll be able to become a citizen. That citizenship is what gives you the passport. That passport is what allows you to travel to most countries without complications with visa and all of that. It secures a lot of things for you. So a lot of people don't fine-tune the routes that they want to come in through, which was why I started with skill set. Because when it comes to your visa, you have the STEM visa, you have those who have to understand French, you have the visa for medical people alone, you have visa for those who are students. There are different ways. What I've noticed that a lot of people do is that they come in through students visa and then they come into Canada, they do prayer and fasting for a long period of time, hoping that the student visa will later convert into permanent residency, which you then convert into citizenship. I would not advise a couple. I'm speaking from a wife standpoint, a couple standpoint, things that I am learning. I will not advise a couple to come and start with student visa. Please, it is extremely complicated. It gets really skewed up really quickly, and you will not, honestly, it's a very tiring, long, arduous experience that you don't want to subject your marriage, your mental or emotional health to. I recently watched a content creator's entire story of how she had to go back to Nigeria from London, Deborah. I love her so much. That content, I can 100% relate to it. I felt it deep in my core, like I could 100% relate to it. Our emotions were totally realistic. This is what is happening. A lot of people don't know this, and we need to put it as a placard. Those who are abroad need to be shouting about this at the top of their lungs. Living abroad actually requires a lot of financial, emotional, and mental discipline. Right now, it is almost 4 o'clock. I just finished doing my makeup. I'm the spouse in the marriage that cooks, cleans, does a lot in the house. I'm the homemaker. Sometimes it might be the man who has to do that because the woman is the one that is most qualified for the routes that I've just mentioned. This is a raw, honest conversation. There's no sugarcoating to this, and it has no respect for your traditional roles or for, oh, maybe this was how it was in Nigeria. You'll be completely surprised. I am just filming this content at 4 o'clock. It feels like it is 8 outside right now. I'm telling you. And I have been doing house chores all day. After this, I'm going to wash off my makeup, continue house chores, then cook again and rinse and repeat. You understand? It requires a lot of financial, mental, and emotional discipline. And also you just asking yourself, how do you want to be able to manage your home? How do you want to be able to manage your finances? How do you be able to manage your emotions? Because staying in a new country for the first time, honestly, it has been so tasking on my own emotional and sometimes my mental health, because some things are still very strange to me. Like white people, sometimes they don't really send you like that. Sometimes they're extremely nice. Navigating that and the few cultural shocks that you will see at the stores, at the mall, all those things, honestly, it can really just destabilize you. Savings, taxes, maintaining a good credit score, it was foreign knowledge to me. Honestly, I was just like, savings, that one makes a lot of sense. But the province that I even stay, which brings me to another thing that I want to talk about, the province that you end up being chosen to stay in also determines the quality and the standard of living that you will have to a great extent. I stay in the Ontario province in the Niagara region. Some people are in Alberta, some people are in Quebec, some people are in British Columbia. Different people are scattered in.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Different people are scattered in different areas, and you just be wondering, how are they able to survive? They have to adapt. It is that having to adapt that requires discipline, that requires communication, that requires you living. Sometimes you have faith, but you just have to be realistic. What can our finances do for us this month? I remember there were days that my husband was like, okay, this is what we are going to be able to allocate for feeding. And I will get to the store and I will forget that they are still going to charge 13% HST, sometimes GST. I can't remember now if it is 13% GST. It's going to be on the screen. And they will add that to the cost of the groceries that you are buying. So there were days when I would just get to the store, I would have gotten all the items, get to the counter, and then they will say, oh, there's actually extra tax. So it stretches the budget more than what you've even prepared for. Like in Nigeria, I know they are now taxing heavily in Nigeria, but before now, you could just go to the store, buy something, and the tax wasn't substantial. Do you get? But here, it is a huge deal. It is a huge deal. And that is where the budgeting, the discipline with your finances, sometimes you even have to triple check. Before you buy one single lipstick, you have to triple check, double check. Okay, when they add, excuse me guys, when they add taxes to this amount that I'm about to pay, can I afford it? Is this something that is even worth it? These are things that never used to happen to me in Nigeria, but honestly, living here, it makes a lot of sense. It will destabilize you. And so you have to fall back on discipline. You have to fall back on managing your time, your resources, and your money. The importance of community that wants you to grow and that is willing to share knowledge, money, tips, life, things, festivals, festivities, holidays, like with you or with your family is so important to how well you will enjoy this place. Like, and I have to be honest, we have been so blessed in that regard. Right from when we landed into the best community. Even now we are still building our community, our tentacles keep getting deeper and deeper. But if I'm being honest, like, I cannot visually, financially, physically imagine what it would be like to not land into a place where there was community waiting for you. It would have been both shaking, crumbling in terms of emotional, mental headspace for anyone. And that is the reality of a lot of Nigerians. They land into provinces where they don't have a single family member. The friend that they have is asking them to pay rent every month without failing on a particular deadline. There is no love, there is no kindness. They don't have that fellowship of people. And so it feels like you're even ostracized. You don't have a lot of friends. You live alone. You understand? You're doing everything all by yourself. The little community that you have is just hi to people in church. That's basically it. It can make somebody get into a depressive mode, if I'm being honest with you. So this is something that a lot of people need to talk about. The community that you land in is so important. I'm so blessed, honestly. And from building my community, I've now found friends that we are so alike. We want the same things. They share willingly. They speak in my love language. They give me things like without even asking, because that's the kind of person that I am. They're so benevolent. They have husbands that are honestly caring. It's such a beautiful thing to see, but just twist that the opposite way without community. Just imagine you doing everything all by yourself, figuring out which health which health clinic you're going to belong to, which medical clinic you're going to be signed to, where you're going to be getting all your blood work, all of all those things done. If you have kids, who is going to be their pediatrician? If you don't have support system, you're going to have to figure out all of all those things from the scratch. No skill is a waste. The problem is people come abroad and they want to just be faffing around and think that money is going to come down from the trees. No, you are going to be rendering services to fellow Nigerians like you that want to value for money. So what value are you going to be trading with? Do you get? Sometimes I get consultations from some of my Nigerian friends and Nigerian girls here who want skincare advice and all of that. You can charge for that. If you can make hair, you can charge for that. If you can cook, you can charge for that. Some people don't have time to cook. They don't have time to cook because the man is working, the woman is working. Who is going to be cooking? No time. So you can charge for that. So it's important that you discuss what your occupation is going to be. What is the projection for how well you want to earn? Do you get? If it's the man that wants to be working, the kind of qualification that you have now, in another 5 years, if you stay in Canada, what is your projection looking like? My battery will soon die. Oh my God. Okay, so what it looks like staying in Canada feels extremely luxurious to a lot of people in Nigeria is because the amenities are actually top notch. Plain and simple. We have infrastructure, we have amenities, the government knows what they are meant to do, and the taxes actually show. The problem is now Tinubu is about to start charging taxes. We don't know if the roads are going to be better. We don't know if food is going to be cheaper. We don't know if the health system in Nigeria is going to improve. So to what end is the tax being collected for? But over here, honestly, this is the truth, and this one is a very sweet truth, which is that The amenities actually work. We've only had the light blink for 2 minutes twice since I landed in the different places that we've stayed in. Only twice. So now I'm filming, my lights are on because the government keeps the light on. Do you get? And you have to pay your light bill, water bill, all of it. It's just expensive. That's it. But your money is going to something that actually works for you. So if you work from home, you are saving money on transportation, your light and your water bill, yeah, but your light works. Water will always rush from your tap. You get? Even the house where you stay, the owner of your house knows that they are supposed to quarterly service your fire alarm, quarterly service your building, check the plumbing, all those things. They know their job because they don't want you to have to complain. Do you understand? So these are things that are extremely, honestly, it's a very sweet spot, if I'm being honest. This is why I encourage, if you want to relocate, come. I'm not going to say living in Canada is not good though. Come. The amenities are sweet. A lot of people have been saying, Eniola, you bleached your skin, this, that. If now you, where they live for place where lights and they go, fine. The weather is like this. Winter, it is very zen, very calm, very chilly. Your skin will glow. Even if you are using Vaseline, your skin will glow. That is what a lot of people don't know. They just think, oh, did she relocate and start bleaching her skin? Does it make sense to come abroad and the next thing that I'm thinking about is bleaching my skin? Of all the things that I've been saying now since I started this video, the next thing on my agenda is, oh, how will I bleach my skin? To what end? My husband that loved me when I was a particular skin tone, changing my skin tone, does it make him love me less or love me more? It's not correlating. It's not correlating. It doesn't make any sense to me. So your skin will naturally glow. Your skin will look better. The food is better, except for the GMO, all those things that you have to look out for. But the food is better. I'm telling you, you walk into the markets, farmers markets, superstores, Walmart, and you see varieties. Like, I remember there was a day I went to the store and I bought a particular apple, and that apple, I didn't know that was not the type of apple that we used to eat in Nigeria. It was when I chopped it up that I realized that it was not crunchy, honey tasty apple. And my husband was like, what kind of apple did you buy? I said, I didn't know they had like 7 types of apples. They had like 7 types of apples. So when I got there, I saw 7 types. I just picked the one that looked the closest to what we used to eat in Nigeria. I didn't know that look might not mean taste. So now you have to note all those things down, but I digress. There is a new definition of luxury for me now, ever since I've been living abroad. Luxury for me now means quietness, stillness, calmness, and intentionality. A lot of people think luxury is logo, outlandish display of wealth, this, that. Nah, see, over here abroad, the white guys that have a lot of money, you will never know. You would never know. In fact, some of the churches that we have been to, we've been to about just 3, in a year, so we get invited. How you will know that the white people have money is by their jewelry. And it's not a lot of jewelry. It is the little jewelry that they wear. You can tell that, whoa, this is, because my eye, I can tell when a jewelry is extremely expensive. I don't know how, but I can just tell. I was sitting beside this woman in church and she had on this wedding stack. I'm going to put a picture here. Ooh, that wedding stack was given. I got married in the late 1980s and my husband loves me so much. He left. If he's still alive, we are doing really, really well. If he's passed, he left a good inheritance for me and my children. That was what our wedding stack was given, because the way the diamonds and the gold was encrusted and crafted together, and the way she aligned and arranged each ring on that finger, and she was dressed in velvet rayon kind of trouser, and then she had on this cashmere sweater, then she just had on this normal trench coat. And then, you know, white people, their hair, they don't attach anything to it. She's quite old anyway. Then for shoes, she had on this leather normal winter boots. That was what she wore to church. Girl, I knew she had money instantly. The car, forget about the car. White people don't care about car. See, they don't care about car. Easy. And that's why I have a new definition of luxury. They don't care about car. It is you guys in Nigeria that care. Oh, I want to tension people with my G-Wagon. I want to tension people with my Range Rover. It doesn't make sense. White people think for a car, you're gonna have to pay insurance every month. You have to fuel it. You have to go and get it checked, oil balancing, license, and all these many things. So for them, they're like, if it does what it is meant to do, fine. So if I have kids, I'll most likely buy a big car or a truck that can contain all my kids and my husband at once to travel, to do what we need to do. Simple. If I don't, we're going to get a small car where if we need to go anywhere, it takes us there. Case closed. They are not looking at logos. They don't care if it is Bentley, Aston Martin, Ferrari. They don't care. You see those people that you people are admiring that are driving all those big cars, they are in the US. In Canada, in the UK, the real rich people, they are not showing off with cars. They are showing off with assets. You just see that. Your entire condo building, all the terraces and the townhouses that follow each other, they might have the same name, or they might look the same way, or they might... There's a way you will know. It is owned by probably one person or a company, and there's one person that owns that company. That is how you know that this person has money. That is how you are able to see luxury abroad. That is how I'm able to pick that, okay, this is a luxurious neighborhood. The houses look similar. They have similar architectural designs. The road, the park, everything is clean. That is how you know. It's not by the cars that are parked outside. It's not by they have G-Wagon in front of their house. No. Somebody can be driving G-Wagon and their credit is messed up. They are necking deep in debt. Like, you'll be shocked. So, quickly, once you stay abroad, your thought process on how you define wealth and luxury changes. You get, like, now, people have been seeing this wig on me for over a year now. I got it last year. You get, that's all I need. That is all I need, because after this video, it is gone. That is all I need. You get, there is a new definition to wealth. There is a new definition to luxury. There is a new definition to prosperity. What am I leaving for my children? Have I bought houses in their names? Have I done things in Nigeria? That is the new definition. Not, people must know that I have money with my jewelry, with how I'm showing off. Absolutely not. People come abroad and they want to still stick to the traditional cultural norms and rules that they've always had. And so one person is naturally going to feel like the burden is more on them. And so because they can't continue for that long, it turns into a crack. Before you know it, the crack becomes space. Before you know it, that space becomes things that start to divide the union. And so they are not meeting, opinions are clashing, conflicts are more, there is no resolution, arguments, complaining, nagging, and then things escalate from there. The two things that I have learned since I've been abroad is to always communicate and to be ready to compromise. Both of you need to be ready to communicate and be ready to compromise. There's no such thing as, hey, I'm the man. Why should I be cooking? When your wife is picking up 12 hours of job, 11 hours, you will cook that food. In fact, you will bathe the kids, you will read them books to bed, you will drop them the next morning, because that is how long 12 hours can be, depending on whether it is morning or night. So compromises need to come into the picture. We need to communicate about realities, not what will happen. This is our current reality. How can we communicate and arrive at a logical solution that gives both of us room to breathe? You get, if it's the woman that has been picking up everything and then she now later comes to you and says, oh babe, I've been doing a lot of things at home. I just want to travel to some place, like go to this hotel with Shola. She's asking me to come on this small 3-day vacation thingy. Can I go? Will you be okay with the kids? That's the compromise that you have to make as a man, because your wife has been doing all those things for you while you were working. So now that you have a little bit of time to rest, you should be able to help her so you can relieve her a little bit. So that is why marriages and families scatter. There is no compromise. Communication is bad. You get, I feel like no matter how bad the situation is, if you can communicate and if you can compromise, there is always room to improve, and things don't have to completely decline to the point where it can no longer be repaired or restored. Honestly, when I filmed my first video on, I'm abroad now, this was how we relocated, I said we stayed anchored on God. Even now, we are still staying anchored on God and trusting God for every single direction. Some people think that the way their friends who are abroad made it is how they will make it. Your path might be completely different. Be ready, be flexible. Be flexible, trust God the entire process, and listen for what He will ask you to do, because your own path, your journey is different. It's different. Don't think, oh, these people that came because this is what they said I should do. Then you just stick to that. You just never know what you will take to. You just never know the path that will open up to you, that you're like, okay, let me also think about this. Let me consider it. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Think about it. And don't be in a hurry to just be so inflexible. As you're staying anchored on God, God is going to be leading you in different directions. Be flexible about where He's asking you to turn to, the direction that He's asking you to follow. And don't be so, you get. Also serve God. Go to church. Church is not just religion when you're abroad. Church is community. Church is where you meet good friends. Church is where you fellowship with good people. Church is where you stay grounded. Go to church. Anyways, we've come to the end of today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do we like videos like this? I have a couple more, plenty more that I want to still talk about, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do we love videos like this? This is my reality of living abroad for over a year now. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you are living in Canada, UK, US, and you have certain things that you wish you could communicate to people in Nigeria, drop it down in the comment section. Let's all learn together and get the conversation started and going. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to give me a huge thumbs up, and I will see you in the very next one. Bye. Did you text me, babe? Okay, it's the group chat.